Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with Blaise Winter. What's up, Blazer?
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother. Man, we're on four-wheel drive segment of the show. That's right. We do it every Wednesday night, four-wheel drive, consistent of the Syracuse defensive lineman. That's right, Billy Pendock right there, Blazer on the other side, Timmy Green right up here, and Jamie Kimmel right above us.
Above your head.
Above my head, yes. I talked to Troy. I talked to Troy Green this week, so hopefully
good. He's a great guy, and they have a wonderful family. And hopefully will talk to Timmy soon. I know he's going through so much with his ALS, but his family is so rock solid. They're amazing people. And he's loving his grandchildren. He's loving his family. And that's so important to his outlook when you're dealing with such a horrible disease.
Yeah, horrible disease. That's right.
Later in the year.
He has Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, as my teammate Kerry Good from Bama, and we do Monday nights, Good and Faithful Servant. I hope you catch that. But
I think is Steve still alive? Steve McMichaels, or did he pass away from it? I think Steve McMichaels, I believe, had it.
Right.
I don't know. I can't remember if he's passed away or not.
Yeah, Kevin Turner, former Alabama player, had
was it Tunch also? Tunch Ilkin, our lineman for the Steelers, I think. I mean, it's a horrible.
Steve Gleason, the Saints, right? They honored that. Actually, the Saints played the Falcons a couple of weeks ago, and they honored Steve Gleason.
Yeah, they did.
So we do that. So that's going on. All right. So this edition here in Coach's Corner, like always, our motto and our goal is, we try to educate and inspire the brain to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. All right. We're going to talk about the fourth quarter pledge. Now, people may not realize this, and I think 99.5% of the country does not know this. But we're going to talk about the fourth quarter pledge, and then we'll get our comments from Blazer. All right. This edition comes from the book of The Long Shadow, Coach Paul Bear Bryant, by Dr. Galen McCullough. In the quiet of a dressing room, he says, before an Alabama game, the players hear Coach Bryant saying, "You're not ordinary. You're something special. It's showtime, guys. Show your class. I know you've got it. Now show it." When at halftime, Alabama is behind on the scoreboard and the players are in need of a psychological boost, out of nowhere comes unusual words of encouragement. Quote, "We've got them right where we want them. We're gonna find out what we're made of. Let's get ready to win the second half." Unquote. And Dr. Michaela goes on and says, "When I see players and coaches on the sideline hold up four fingers at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I think about Coach Bryant, because it is with him that tradition originated. The four-finger salute was not intended to simply indicate that it's the fourth quarter. The gesture has a much deeper meaning and a much richer tradition. For posterity's sake, it's important to note that the first team to raise four fingers as the last 15 minutes were displayed on the clock was won by Coach Paul Bear Bryant. Before that game, he challenged us to a test, to a last period test. And Coach said, quote, "And at the beginning of the fourth quarter, if you are willing to make such a commitment, turn to the stands and look in the crowd where the place your mother and father will be sitting.
Amen.
Raise your right arm and extend four fingers on that right hand to signify your pledge to do everything in your power to see that your team wins the fourth quarter," unquote. Now, we had already been taught the games are won, close games are won or lost in the last period of the game when time's running out. And so Coach goes on, he says, "After you made the pledge to your parents, turn to your fellow teammates and make the same pledge. And then look across the field and let your opponent know that you intend to win the fourth quarter. If in your hearts you don't intend to do everything in your power to win that fourth quarter and you don't believe you can, don't raise your hand," he said. "Do not make a pledge that you do not intend to keep."
Amen, man.
Hey, sir, before we go on and tell the rest of it, let's stop right there and talk about that.
My hair is standing up, Trip. My hair is standing up, man. The way you read it, that, and the way it throws you into that moment. Oh my Lord, man! The first quarter is one thing. Yeah, it's important to every team to jumpstart, to get on top of it. But man, the blood starts to run, the sweat starts to pour, your heart starts to race, and you really wonder, hey, from the start until the fourth quarter, do I have enough? And to me, I relate to this so much because it was so common in my life to look to the people I love in the stands. There's nothing more powerful than love. Nothing more powerful. That is why coaches say, hey, man, learn to love your brother. Learn to love one another. Learn to really understand that the other person near you is very, very important. And that's why social time is so important to a player at a young age, because you build these bonds, you build this level of trust, and to be able to draw strength from not only Billy by looking to Billy at the left or Jamie or Tim, but to draw strength from people deeper. I mean, there's nothing like family love. There's nothing like bonding with your grandma. There's nothing like seeing their innocent face up there in the stands and then making a sign of a promise to them. I think a lot of times we get away from this, but Saban was right, man. It identifies what's most important, and it causes you to be put on the spot. You are on the spot, on the starting line. What are you going to do with it now? You just told the people you love the most that you're going to play your heart out, your balls off. You're going to find a way to finish better than you started, because that's the ultimate play in life, is to finish better than you started. And man, I can't tell you.
Well said, Blaise.
I mean, it's so hair raising to have this subject matter. And Billy, I miss him today because, man, I would look at Billy and he would give me that smile, and that the sweat or the would be pouring off his face. His heart would be coming through his chest, and he was just saying, "Man, let's finish this.
Let's finish this."
And oh my God, my hair's. My body's on fire because it is so important, and not only in the life as a player, but eventually what, for the lives we live now, right, Trip?
Yeah,
for the lives we live now.
Absolutely,
man, amazing stuff.
Oh, that's good. That's good points, man. And Coach Bryant grabbed this psychological boost. Okay, when player he realized when they needed that psychological boost. When players are losing, you talk about confidence. You give them ability to overcome. You boost their morale. When players are winning and things are going great, or maybe even when you win ugly, head coaches must push, sell, cajole, ride them hard, don't let up. Coaches have to motivate using psychology and reverse psychology. But yeah, he was very big on promises and keeping your word. All right, let's continue on, Blazer. Chances are the majority of players, coaches, and fans who ritualistically display the fourth quarter gesture today are unaware of the meaning and significance of it. The pledge that became a custom in American football is, number one, an acknowledgement that the game clock is racing towards triple zeros. Number two, it's a private and public commitment, like you said, to put one's heart and soul into the test. Number three, it's an opportunity to honor the game in the name of one's mother and father, a chance to see oneself and the challenges that await after football and given the game of life. See, the Bryant fourth quarter pledge is just one of many innovations that Coach Bryant had in his own time. It is also just one of the fraternity building phenomenon responsible for the bond that is created between members of his football family and our beloved patriarch. The ongoing connections we harbor make it easier to picture the familiar silhouette of our coach and mentor standing on the winning side of that majestic goal line in the great beyond. Those are the bare facts. It's pretty
Oh,
moving. It's pretty moving. That I just want to get that out there, and I hope
wow.
everybody that's watching this show will
Wow.
share it. Will share this story that Coach Brian invented the fourth quarter pledge, and you have millions of kids now, Blaise, that do that in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
They don't have a clue
They don't know. You're right. They don't know where it came from.
Where it came from.
I mean, what a statement to honoring such a legend, such a life changer. I mean, let's admit it, man. You were blessed.
Yes,
you were blessed. I was blessed to have O'Leary. I was blessed to have Bobby Ross and be around Jim Tressel and Mark D'Antonio and I mean Lindy Infante and oh my Lord, Bill Arnspartner. And they all pointed out there's a time where you got to draw strength not from the X's and the O's, but from human to human relationships.
Right.
I mean, this is what causes the man. And this is a true story. I did a speech many, many years ago. This was probably 2 years after 9/11. And I shared a platform with what's he, a police officer or a fireman? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what his role was, but he was trapped below the rubble of the Twin Towers for days. And I'm going to get emotional here, but he was trapped below the rubble, and he was wholly on, and he was speaking about the journey that one goes through when they can't physically move, but their thoughts won't stop.
Right.
And they're thinking about tragedy, the end of life. And eventually their breath slows, their heart rate slows, and they know the end is near. And he said, all I could envision, and imagine that being his fourth quarter, all I could envision was my family and my kids. I kept that picture in my mind, and it made me fight a few more hours. And in those few more hours, they discovered him. They uncovered him. And he was up on this stage telling the world and his audience about, hey, man, all you need is a small picture. And a lot of us have it in our lockers. A lot of us have it in our shoes.
Yep.
We write it on our
wallets.
Yep. We hold four fingers up. There's a picture of me as a Charger player, just like this. Every fourth quarter, I would look for my wife. I would put my arm across my chest, and I would say, I'm going to play hard for you.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, man, this is a secret to success. Anybody can play in the first quarter, but it takes a remarkable human being to finish the journey higher and better and more accurate and more ethical than ever before in the fourth.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's too many old, bitter people walking the earth.
Absolutely.
They're walking the earth bitching about the Democrats and the Republicans rather than just treat one another with kindness and courtesy.
Absolutely.
In the game, and O'Leary and Saban taught you, they taught us to emphasize what was most important in the most difficult time of that four quarters, the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
Oh, man, it's amazing stuff.
It is. Fourth quarter of life is the same way. And I still get coaching. I'm telling you, when I went through my divorce, I was in a bad spot, Blazer. And I called up Coach Dubose, man, and I said, Coach, how are you doing? He told me Miss Polly and the kids and grandkids doing great. And then he looks at me and says, Trip, how you doing? And I just couldn't lie to him because I usually say, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I said, I'm not doing too good, Coach. Going through one of the most difficult challenges of my life here in the fourth quarter of my life. And I heard a silence about 3 seconds, and then I heard him say, oh, you probably thought you were going to have a big lead by now, Trip. Hey, I just started laughing. My eyes opened up, and it was a coach that said, hey, big boy, buckle up. You might need a couple stops here in the fourth quarter of your life to get the win. And that's the way that coaches, help kids, and not only for that time.
Let me add one more thing. and I'll be really honest with the listeners, and I really want them to feel like they can reach out to me and find company in with me with their misery, because only recently in my life did I, for the second time, start to question my faith. Yeah, me. I started to question my faith, and I have a beautiful home, a beautiful wife. I have a wonderful life, and I've started to say, what the hell is all this? I started getting bitter. The first person to tell me in my ear, hey,
Right.
man, this is not you. Don't be that way, was my wife. And then I realized, hey, man, this is the fourth quarter. I got to be at my best. I got to be at my best. I have to honor the people that are invisible.
Yeah.
Honor the people that are invisible. What would my mother want? My mother would want me to finish this.
Yes.
The way I started it, which was with all my heart and soul. And people just sort of play this down, but they can't play this down, man. There's nothing more powerful than loving someone. And the reason the four-wheel drive were successful, and there was a certain Saturday afternoon love affair going on.
Right.
And even within the challenge, there was an outcome. And the outcome was, hey, Timmy, man, you did a great job. Man, I wouldn't want to play with anybody else. Jamie, I wouldn't want to play anybody else. Billy, you know how he is to me. I would die for that man. And that makes you work a little harder. It's like that heavy kid that can't run the sprints. What ends up happening? What does the coach tell him? Hey, they tell the team. And after the team is aware of the fourth quarter, running the sprints is the fourth quarter of your practice.
Right.
Who goes over to that heavy kid who's having a hard time? The whole team. And they point out, man, you could do this.
Right.
You could get this done.
Right.
This is not a time
the motivation.
Guy. This is a time to become a we guy. And this is one of my favorite subjects. And I do wish Billy was here, but man, this is great stuff, Trip.
Oh, thanks. You know, Coach Bryant was big on your mom, and I was like Mark Marrow. If you ever know Mark Marrow, Google Mark Marrow, MARCMERO, about his mom. And I was like that way a little bit, but Coach Bryant taught me how to respect your mother and call her and write her. Also, number 2 point that I want to finish up with as a final thought, Dougie Baldwin, kid from Gulf Breeze here in the Panhandle of Pensacola, went to Stanford and became a great player in the NFL, but he was only 5'10", 175 pounds. He said self-assessment was my engine. Now, that's what you did when you were getting grouchy and stuff. And, people need to self-assess themselves and have more love instead of hate in this world. And it'd be a much better place. But those 2 things I want to leave you with. Blazer, thanks, man.
Hey, man.
Love your input.
And, we miss our brothers. And we send our prayers to them. And, God is good. He really is good. And we got to keep on being what we need to be in the fourth quarter, especially because there's more to be done, man.
The fourth quarter is the most important. So get that through. I want to thank everybody. If you like the show, share it. I want to let everybody know that Saturday's show, we're going to have PGA Tour champion Boo Weekley. He won 3 events. He's from here, this area, Milton. So Boo Weekley,
cool.
Ryder Cup. Boo. He's you got to tune in, man. He's funnier than hell. Oh, he's funnier than hell.
You've done some great stuff so far, Trip, man. I'm proud to be your brother. I'm glad we're doing this together.
Yeah, me too, Blazer. Thanks. Have a great week, buddy. Love you, man.
See you later.
All right, check on Billy.
I will. I'll do that for sure.
All right. And so on. Wow. Have a great sports night, everybody. We're going to talk to you soon. Don't forget Boo Weekly on Saturday's show. Thursday night, we'll have local sports report. Hobbs will be in the house. So stay tuned for these important messages. Without these great sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded. Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray, and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
75 years of service and high-tech today. It's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348. High-tech is a term often applied to advanced services and products in today's marketplace. And today, glass is much more than a simple painted brittle, see-through stuff we hit baseballs through when we were kids. Glass is now a product with unique flexibility in both performance and application. And Pensacola Glass Company is growing right along. That's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348.
Drive a little to save a lot on 170 Buicks and GMCs at Step 1 Buick GMC. Get savings up to $4,000 on new Buick Encores, $9,450 on new Buick Envisions, $7,000 on new GMC Yukon XLs, or up to $15,345 off on new Sierras. Only at Step 1 Buick GMC, Pensacola. Plus tax, tag, title, license.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We self-fund for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.